There are cold cases in the global criminal record and secrets of crimes and incidents for which no explanation was known for long periods of time, and investigators, after years of investigation, were not able to find the criminals and crimes that were sometimes complete. In today's video we will show you one of the cold cases whose perpetrator was not known until decades later. On January 29, 1979, 16-year-old Kim Bryant, a student at Western High School, was waiting in a Dairy Queen restaurant near her school when she was suddenly kidnapped by an unknown person, who took her away in his car, and then supposedly drove to the desert outside the city, where he raped and killed her after hitting her head with a rock. Her body was found less than a month later by 3 teenagers who were hunting with rifles in the nearby forest. They immediately informed the authorities. Other sources claim that motorcycle riders found her body in the desert and that her personal belongings was scattered all over the place. 2 of her classmates told the police that 2 men approached the schoolgirls while they were riding a Chevrolet with a Nevada license plate, silver paint, light stains and dirt, and high rear wheels. The men tried to lure the girls to their car for the purpose of selling them jewelry, but the students felt suspicious when they looked at the back seat and all they saw was a large walnut speaker. The 2 students provided an independent description of the events to the police, and they both got a clear look at the passenger in the Chevrolet, allowing police to create the first sketch of a possible suspect in the Bryant case. He also turned out to be a 19-year-old man with shaggy blonde hair, gray eyes. After a period of time in the same year, 22-year-old Diana Hansen graduated from Clark High School in 1979. She was settled in Texas and was completing her studies at one of the colleges there, but as she did every year, she returned to her home in Vegas to visit her family and spend the vacation there. Hansen loved running and had a good running streak along a densely packed road. On the western side of Vegas, the young college student had run along these roads countless times without incident. Hansen didn't expect anything different when she left her parents' house at about 5 p.m. on December 30, 1983. She ran from Desert Inn Road south along Torrey Pines Emma Road to Twin Avenue, but somewhere along Hansen's journey she disappeared. Her naked body was discovered in the desert the next day. These 2 brutal murders remained unsolved for nearly 4 decades, but fortunately with the technology developments in DNA analysis, the killer of Hansen and Bryant was finally identified in 2021, who was called Johnny Black Peterson. The similarities between the killing of Bryant and Diana revealed in the place where the bodies were left.
10 days ago, we were notified that the genealogical profile built by Othram Labs, based on sperm recovered from the body of Kim Bryant at autopsy, revealed that Johnny Blake Peterson was the person who kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and murdered Kim Bryant.
It appears that both victims were observed targets for Johnny, and when he saw his opportunity, he took advantage of it. Bryant happened to be alone in front of the Dairy Queen, in an area that Peterson knew well, and Hansen disappeared while running. While the manner of death was different in each case, this fact supports the conclusion that there was a motivating element for Peterson's crimes. It appears that after kidnapping his victims, he took them to an area in the desert where he was comfortable to satisfy his brutal desires, and he sexually assaulted the 2 victims, then killed them with whatever weapon was most appropriate, whether it was a stone or a knife. But who was Johnny Black Peterson, and was he responsible for the murder of other women in Las Vegas? Little is known about Peterson's early life. He was born on September 12, 1960, in Las Vegas. He studied at Strange High School, and after graduation, he worked as a plasterer, married, and had 2 children. It is known that he was arrested. He was charged with rape at some point in his life, but it is unclear if he served time for this crime. On January 30, 1993, he was admitted to the Nevada Medical Center. He died later that same day, but the exact cause of his death was not determined. What prompted Peterson to kill, and did his anger and extreme violence spill over into his personal life, or was he able to hide his worst motives so that he could vent them against a surrendering victim? Was he a serial killer? Several questions has no answers. With his death, all possible information was buried with him to find out his background and other possible crimes. In early 2020, Las Vegas-based Justin Wu donated $5,000 to reopen cold cases. This proved successful, as local investigators collected sufficient evidence from DNA tests on the Bryant case, sent it for testing at Avram on November 29, 2020. They announced that Peterson's DNA had been officially linked to the case, solidifying his status as the culprit in the Bryant case. Shortly after, one of Peterson's unidentified relatives contacted investigators. He told them that he might be involved in another murder, which was the murder of Diana Hansen. In order to find out if this was true, Peterson's DNA was compared with Hansen's DNA, and after only 2 weeks this resulted in a positive match. Accordingly, he was declared responsible for her murder as well. The two cases were officially closed after nearly 4 decades had passed. Since then, Las Vegas police announced that they are collecting as much information as possible to confirm that he was the perpetrator of at least 5 additional crimes committed in the area during the late 70s and early 80s. They have so far confirmed that he is still a suspect. They advised not to call him a serial killer until DNA testing was officially completed. Following the identification process, some family members of the 2 victims gave interviews in which they expressed their gratitude to the Avram Laboratory, the Las Vegas Police Department, and Justin Wu for their help in solving the Bryant and Hansen murders. This brings us to the end of the video today. Please hit the subscribe button if you'd like to watch more videos and give the video a thumbs up if you like it.